As usual, I will provide some solutions for some pain points as a human being in this 3D world. And this week, we talk about very sensitive issue and very close to our heart is about love. We always have this illusion, think about we need to earn the recognition, the love from others. So if we don't get it, I think maybe I didn't do the right way. So we start to transform ourselves, not based on our design, but is try to fit in and try to get recognition and love from outside. For the lifestyle like this, and definitely we are losing the way to love ourselves. And if we don't really love ourselves, it's hard to get this high vibration and share with others. So we trap into this vicious cycle, right? We just want to do more and we want to fight and I want to eliminate something we don't like. But most of the time, because we are the object between the light and shadow, right? If we are not really aware, we are blocking the lights, then no wonder we always have a shadow there. But if we really start to understand we are the center of the blockage, then because our energy, because our trapped emotion in our DNA, then we can definitely start to transform and move that trapped energy away from our core. We are energetic being, but somehow we are not aware we have this power to shift the energy among our body and with our all the environments, because we do have very powerful mind, which is sometimes got distorted when we're growing up. And with that conditioned mind, we actually do something to against ourselves. Well, I just want to raise the awareness, and just like the book talk about, stop fixing yourself, because that's really the fundamental problem. We are not awake. We are all fall asleep. We don't trust ourselves. We trust others' false beliefs other than our own body. That is the dilemma right now, collectively as a human being. And we definitely need to break through that fear band frequency so then we can rise up to see exactly I am in control. I'm the master and I'm awake. All right, so let's move on to the 3 dilemma I shared. So if we don't really open our heart to experience the love, we become constricted, we contract our energy, because there's a two kind of energy in the universe. One is called expansion. So when you expand it out, everything's kind of flowing through nicely. But if you construct it, you are not safe, you are angry, you are just repressed, everything going through you, and of course your blockage is going to be there. And think about if you do that kind of a constructed lifestyle for more than 30-40 years, right? And of course everything is blocked, and we need to start to shift that energy and consciously to choose to open it up. And the first place we do need to open is our heart. So if we are not willing to let go and then move on to the high vibration, the first dilemma will be we're missing out. We are not just missing out the technology. I mean, a lot of people just feel of missing out. That's the technology chase. We don't need to chase because those things come in and going. We always have a newer version of technology. We always have different perspective of the knowledge. But this one thing's not going to change is our body, is our design, right? Because we're born with the design, we connect with the universe a unique way. Those things will be there for us when we explore the whole 3D. So the first dilemma is we're missing out real life, not the missing out the recent news, not the recent version of AI software. Those things is coming and going. It's just the trends, but we need to focus on something more grounded, and they are there for us to aware. We don't need to educate it and fix them. We just need to connect with them. So we are missing out life if we don't love ourselves. The second one is because your lack of that connection, then you don't feel you're loved. You feel like you need to prove yourself. You feel like you need to go out to chase and your dream and get bigger and shinier, so then people can love you more. Lovability is right here in our G center based on a human design chart. That is so crucial. The G center actually is our monopole. That means we are magnetized with our G center. So if something there got blocked and it's not flowing nicely, no wonder the good energy, the flow couldn't go through our body, and our experience definitely going to be distorted to whatever we choose to believe. We don't feel we are lovable, and we don't feel we have enough self-worth. Like, I don't want to get better, because what for? Right? If I getting better and I still don't love myself, and why I bother? So this is a lot of people kind of trap, including myself, trapped in that if I don't have this and I cannot do the other one. It should just reverse it. We already got this because we already got love in our G center, but then we need to do something and to train ourselves to polish the skill. Then we definitely can see something manifesting. Right? But if we don't believe we have it, and no matter what things we do, we push things away. Well, that's how the energy works. The energy is not doing this way, it's doing this way. If you don't accept, you don't allow it to come in, you always force and try to seek out and try to push it away, something you don't like, that is the wrong way. So the third dilemma you are going to experience if we don't have enough love is, I mentioned about, you are going to feel burnout. Because you don't understand you already have something there. The only thing we need to do is wake up, move out those trapped energy in our DNA, and practice the good lifestyle every day to keep that consistency. So those things won't be block you anymore. That is the only thing we need to do. But quite oppositely, we are trained and taught we need to do this A, B, C, D. We need to please others and say yes to A, B, C, D, so people can really recognize us, give us promotion, and say, give us the opportunity for a job. But then in order to get that status, we do all the time to chase, to sacrifice our real energy flow. And that is the dilemma we face. We think we need to do more. We think we need to constrict it. We want to accumulate. We want to hold on. This is all constriction energy. That is the low vibe. If we understand how energy works and understand we are in control, and knowing a lot of things in the past is just a false belief, then we can shift. So my solutions for this is really simple. It's 3 A's. The first one is awareness. Right? If we are awake, if we are aware about how our body mechanics work, and that's a human design chart, and also understand we are here to have an earth experience, that's the gene key, give you this golden path, then you have this roadmap, right? And the only thing you do is just to enjoy the process and go through it and don't block it. If you have the trust, you know your body mechanic, how it works, and then you also accept your challenges will go into your way so you can learn the skill you need for your next evolution, then you are in the right track to go from the constriction to the universal love in the highest expression in your energy. Right? When we have the highest personal vibration, that's called home frequency. But the home frequency need to emit it out from our body. So the body, mind, soul need to integrate together. Otherwise, you won't have this home frequency for you to feel really happy. And so the second one is the acceptance. What to accept? Well, again, once you're aware your body mechanic, and once you know who you are and how to manage all the waves, the emotional wave, because everything's illusion, everything is the frequency and energy. So you can change it anytime you want to, once you have that awareness. So once you have awareness, you accept your ability. You are amazing. You are the energetic being, can really shift anything you like. And our belief system is the things you don't need to totally accept. You need to keep evolving because the new belief is coming in our technology, finally catch up with all this previous civilization technology. So we start to understand the quantum energy. We start to use that to make our world differently. And the third one is allowing. Then I mentioned about in the energy work, if you understand the quantum energy, how those things work with us is we are really in the middle, like we are in between the heaven and earth. We are in the middle, we are the energetic being. So whatever we do, whatever we think and say, take some actions and even just emotion and feel unsafe, you are influence the whole collective field. Particularly, we have so many people trapped on their unhappiness and bitterness, jealousy, fears, and guilt and grief and shame. Those things is all really bringing us down. It's not somebody did it. We all do it when we are not happy. Think about that. It's hard for everybody to go to reach that home frequency because we're coming down here to have a chance to purify that spiritual being through our bodies, through our action, through our life purpose, through the giving the gifts away. Then we can use in the home frequency to go home. But how many of us can really go home now? We all trapped in that fear-band frequency in the low vibe. So the only way for us to really feel happy collectively is everybody just live their true design and honor our design and accept our higher order, then allowing things to go through our life. Simple, but it's not that easy. Oh, I took my 30 years, finally getting to the point I can share my journey and all that. I shifted from very, very low vibe to very high vibe. And what I did is just to accept, aware, and allow. Gene key number 25 is from the low vibe, the shadow frequency, the constriction to shift to universal love. But it's going through the path called acceptance. And we'll share 2 tiny habit recipe for this, so then we can have a more acceptance in our life. If we practice acceptance, we believe we have the power to change. We know how to change because our body mechanics and all this, the roadmap, the human design and gene keys provide us. Then you can start to take small steps, action, and that is the tiny habits. And so if you are in the middle and the lights and shadows in the other sides, then you practice acceptance, and then you can finally reach that highest frequency called universal love. And before I gave you the tiny habit, let me just read several paragraphs on Gene Keys, because this is a really amazing book. If you don't have a chance to read any book, get this one or follow me around because I'm going to cover all the 64 keys pretty soon. It is said that the greatest obstacle to realization is the seeking of alt. All spiritual paths begin with the urge to bring an end to personal suffering. It is your acceptance of suffering that makes you sick. And as you seek, you'll eventually realize that your seeking is based on the urge to avoid your wound. This revelation gives rise to the quantum leap to the city level of consciousness. The trap is the seeking itself. Well, it's just stop fixing yourself. It's the same thing. When you always go outside to find external source to replace something you want, you are looking the wrong place. We got everything here. We just need to be aware. You got this user manual, so human design and the gene key. You got a user manual with 64 chapters. When we are still looking out for all the psychology, biology, chemistry, all other things separated from the true science we have in our own body. The really wise people is they live through their life. They live in the moments. They don't need this external things to prove themselves. And they live in the home frequency all the time. They come here, have fun, enjoy life, and they go through the process, expansion, construction, death, then they go home with the home frequency. You are the only one can help yourself. Nobody can, but I can offer you a user manual. I can offer you some guidance, but you are the master. We do need to understand that mechanics. We need to accept our true nature. Then we can definitely shift it. So the one tiny habit is for self-love. You know, a tiny habit has one kind of a habit. It's called pearl habits. The pearl habit, think about when the pearl is formed because there is a irritated sense, right? Getting to the clam, and the clam couldn't take it out. So the clam decided to just nurture it and make it glossy and shiny. So it's not got pokey to their muscle. And through the time of working and nurturing and coating, then we have this beautiful pearl, right? So the pearl habit is a similar concept. When we have some triggers and something make us uncomfortable, then we actually love ourselves more, because we all know those things are just the trial, give us some opportunity to polish our skills. So we need to thank them. We need to welcome them more, the better, because then we can go back home earlier, right? We can even still live in the 3D, but with a home frequency, right? You don't need to die until you figured out, well, I cannot go home and come back here again and do the purification process. How about just do it now? Don't wait. So the pearl habit is like this. After I receive some feedback or criticism from others that triggers my doubt, our pattern, because when somebody says something, did something, and automatically living into the past, that moment we have a very emotional trigger by certain thing, then we remember in our DNA. So if we got triggered or received the feedback or criticism from somebody else and trigger our self-doubt, I will remind myself, all is well, love is in the air. Then show my two thumb up gesture to celebrate. So there can be any recipe. You can put it saying, particularly if you know someone is really triggered you with something, you can say, after I heard my mom say that to me and trigger my emotion, I will say to myself, all is well, love is in the air. Yes, when people give us some criticize or feedback, they might really have intention to give love. So we can have a trigger, but the trigger actually is the sign for us to go to the deep, deep wound. So this whole pearl habit is, after I receive some feedback or criticism from others that trigger my self-doubt, I will remind myself, all is well, love is in the air. Then do the two thumb up gesture to celebrate. Celebrate what? I'm loved. I'm awake. I'm here. Oh, the recipe for allowing. That's the top one, because I think most people cannot do that. I raised the way to be humble, to be say, no, I'm not like that, I'm not deserve this. Ditch that. If someone give you something, someone say something good to you, happily to receive and allow it to come to it. Don't block it. The same thing. You don't block the criticism and feedback and those things either, because that is the whole package. We need to receive everything. The recipe go like this. After I receive a praise or a compliment from others, I will touch my heart, simply say, thank you, with a smile. So after I receive some compliment or praise from others, I'm simply just touch my heart and say, thank you, with a smile. So you allow this, and people give you compliment, feel good too. Think about the energy work. If I want to give you something, you block it, say, no, I'm not deserve it, I'm not that good. And the energy push back to the giver. And the giver feel like, oh, maybe I say the wrong way. Oh, maybe I should give them the different thing, right? So the feedback loop is totally the wrong direction. But on the other hand, if I'm the one to give, say, oh, you look so beautiful today. And that lady say, oh, I really thanks for your recognition. And the smile, we smile back, our sharing this love in the air, then we can all raise up our frequency. Yeah, that sounds just fun thing to do to me. And why not? Go ahead and try these 2 recipes and hope you will have a great day. Take all the moments to appreciate yourself, to experience the love in the air, to experience this universe really love us. They never leave us. They are inside our heart, inside our body mechanic. And we have this amazing G center to host all the love in there. Because really, we need to turn our stress to bliss. That's how we built. That's how we are here to explore the 3D maze and finally realize we can do that. Then you can go home peacefully.